But hey, good morning. Well, I'm a little bit out of focus here. Not sure why that is. Logitech camera, that shouldn't be doing this, but it is doing it. So there we go. Boom. I'm in focus now. I'm in focus now. I'm in focus now. No, that I didn't skip. All right, let's get to the chat list. It goes out. Actually, this morning it did not go out till about, because I had scheduled it to start going out in the morning, and unfortunately, when I scheduled it, it was a PM instead of AM, so it wasn't due to go out. And when I didn't see my copy, I'm like, holy cow, what did I do wrong? And so I went in there, changed it, and pressed the button to send it out. Hey, let's talk about community garden. That's over at the 155110 11098. That is located by the church right there as you're heading towards. What is it that you're heading towards? You know what? If you're on the chat, you know exactly where this is, but it's the Conoco Gardens location. We got Mr. Nabuka writing in about the dirt on the coast of Maine dirt. Again, his stuff, people like, and it usually will put a smile on your face. Someone else is looking for bathroom remodeling recommendations. That's always something that the chat list is good for. Folks refreshing, looking to do updates and looking for recommendations. Also, the recommendations for Keith McKinney Power Washing for doing an outstanding spring refresh. So we've got a chat list member who's happy by someone and they referred to it. Virginia Penley writes in about the woods in front of Northwood, but her argument is change is coming, and instead of putting in the ballpark, she's thinking, hey, maybe we should use the do a public-private partnership and put in 500 workforce housing units on that site. So just you think about if you think that's a good idea, putting 500 workforce housing units right in front of Northwood High School. Actually, there was a discussion about that on the school board meeting Monday evening. The proposal is to put 3 soccer fields, 1 baseball field with parking and everything else, basically tear down the woods and get rid of the cross-country course that runs through that wooded area. We'll have some more information up there. There have been comments already from folks as to, it's leaning more towards why is Chatham Park wanting to do this on land that isn't theirs? Maybe we've got a real estate agent who can provide us that information. We also want to let folks know one-stop voting ends on Saturday at 8 p.m. Election day is Tuesday. So, hey, 2 more days of early voting. It ends at 3 p.m. For those of you in Siler City, you can go to the Braxton Gym. If you don't know what the Braxton Gym is, Google it, or you haven't lived in Siler City long enough. Golson is the Golson Town Hall. The Chatham Ag Center in outside of downtown Pittsburgh is also having voting, and the CCCC always come up one short of 123 Health Science Building off of 1551 is having it, and over in Apex, which is actually still part of Chatham County towards the edge, over the eastern edge, New Hope Baptist Church in Apex. So if you folks want to go out and vote. And that information was provided by the League of Women Voters by Lauraria Gist, who happens to be a chat list member. So thank you very much to our chat list members who are keeping track on that. Duck Decoy writes in about the Chatham Park tearing down Northwood High School woods. Is not very happy about it. Purpose beyond enjoying wildlife and birds, trees, mitigate pollution and noise while cooling shade and water in the atmosphere exploration. His feeling is 3 soccer fields trying to make the area more dangerous. We also put a thing on the Facebook page on Chatham Journal website. People have enough. Folks office and so also Walter Petty, who's running for elected office, and some of you may remember Walter Petty was a commissioner, Chatham County commissioner out of the Siler City area. He was there for several terms, and there's a message from him, and it came from Dustin Miller. Dustin working with Walter on his campaign. And then tonight or this afternoon, starting at 4:30, Congressman Ted Budd and House candidate Walter Petty are going to be at the Carolina Brewery in Pittsburgh. I'm just putting it out there. It showed up on the chat list. I know, and I like both Walter and Robert, so don't do any kind of endorsements, just letting folks know that they're out there. My recommendation is if you can get an opportunity to go out and see the candidates. And in Chatham County, we still get that opportunity a lot. There's a lot of counties, bigger counties, more urbanized counties where it's kind of like, whoa, you don't get that opportunity. Here in Chatham County, you still do that. There's forums. Speaking of forums, there was a forum in Siler City. There seems to be a whole bunch of funny stuff going on. The Chatham News and Record did a story on the 4 newcomers, and I think they call themselves Unity Siler, who are running. There's like a whole bunch of irregularities. That's probably the best term I can use for it. Going on with those 4. Plenty of plagiarism, amplification of actual creation of wealth that where there is none, job inflation titles. It's kind of like a bunch of kids playing around and messing with folks. So we've got links to that on the Chatham Chatlist Facebook page. And speaking of which, let's take a quick look at the Chatham Chatlist Facebook page and see what's going on there. Bunches of stuff that's been on there. Again, wasn't on the with the morning update yesterday, so we're going to do a quick roundup because, as you know, I like to try to keep these things to about 10 minutes. Stuff from the Chatham Historical Society. Also, the Unity ticket got busted for plagiarizing what the folks over in Durham County have put out there. And as David St. Hubbins informs us, and this is Final Tap movie, it's such a fine line between clever and stupid. That's a perfect line for this situation, but you can take a look at that. Also, Bill Horner did a interview with WCHL. There is a link to it, and I also ran an AI auto-generate transcript program on it, and it did a pretty good job. It's off a little place. I didn't fix it up. I just put it out there. So if you don't want to spend the 13 minutes listening to it, you can quickly read through and see what they're talking about and get the gist of the coverage. Also, there apparently seems to be a baby formula shortage out there, and we asked, hey, what are Chatham moms, what babies, how are they dealing with it, how are they coping, and how are they getting by? So empathize with you. There's 14 comments. Some of it's looking at the national thing. I try to keep Chathamcentric, and as long as these folks aren't kicking each other badly, you're welcome to make comments. Right now, there's a whole bunch of comments on a national level involved. Also, inflation barrels at 8.3%. That was a CNBC story, and I know it's hitting everybody around here. I went to lunch yesterday, and a meal that I paid for about $10 a couple of years ago is now $13. So that's 30% over 2 years. That's about 15% inflation for me. So it's you think twice about going out. Hey, congratulations to Chatham Central Diamond Bears. They traveled to Zebulon to take on their number 21 seed versus number 5 seed East Wake Academy. That's going on tonight, and they're going to be playing at the home of the Carolina Mudcats at 5 County Stadium in Zebulon. So, guys, that's fantastic. Hopefully, the weather will hold up. I don't think it's going to start raining until tomorrow. So, go Chatham Central. Also, Northwood baseball is playing tonight too, so they've advanced as well. So, our high school teams this year have been doing well. So, it's nice. It's been keeping me busy taking pictures and stuff. It's keep Lee Moody over in Siler City busy as well, because he was over at some of the Chatham Central games, and I think every once in a while he manages to make it over to Chatham Charter. Just do a search on Facebook for Lee Moody Photography, and you can find his stuff. And Lee and I have a good relationship, and we've got an arrangement where when he posts pictures, I just put them on the Chatham Journal Facebook page. So if you want to take a look at what's going on in Siler City, Lee's over there taking pictures, and he's a local guy, and he knows his photography, does a good job. There's a bunch of events going on, trivia night, also their date night Italian, back to basics going on in Pittsburgh. You can cook dinner with your honey. And I don't know if there's honey in one of the recipes. Let's see what else we've got going on here. There's a Chatham geology program this Sunday at 2. You can find that on the chat list page. Let's see what else. Yeah, concerns about kids falling behind because of the lockdowns. North Chatham Volunteer Department did a child's passenger safety seatbelt event on May 7th, so they've been involved. Pittsboro Street Fair is coming back. It was back here this past year, not as full as it usually was, but they are looking for online vendor. The online vendor applications are out, so you can find that on the Chatham Chatlist Facebook page. This Friday, two Gravy Boys. I've seen them play several times. Will be at the Bynum General Store. I'm hoping it doesn't rain. This week it did have rain, so they moved the band inside the general store, and it's kind of limited space. But if you got an opportunity, go out and see them play. And I think that's about wraps it up. Again, on the chat list page, we also posted a picture of the Cape Hatteras seashore, where a house that Zillow estimated being at about $381,000 slid into the ocean. So, yeah, that was beachfront property, now ocean property. It's, I guess, what is it? Neptune, and now owns that piece of property. All right, let's see if there's anything else here before we wrap this up. Nope, that's it. Hey, thank you for watching. We will try to be back on tomorrow morning as scheduled. It is Classified Fridays on the chat list. So if you got something to sell, a service, or you're looking for something, send it in by 10 o'clock tonight. I'm still putting together this thing manually this week because my power supply and my computer went out, waiting for the replacement to come in and hopefully get that done on Sunday, because it saves me so much time when I can just press that chat list button and it puts everything together for me without me manually having to do it. But hey, have a fantastic Thursday. Have a fantastic Friday. Have a fantastic life for the next few days. Appreciate you all listening, and we'll see you tomorrow.